The tragedy of recent fires in Los Angeles will undoubtedly made worse by some of the policies that make it impossible for California to manage longstanding fire risks inherent to the state. So, Mr. Ring, let me start with you. Why do you think there is such a resistance to these common sense approaches that many have just heard about this morning, and certainly have been hearing about since the fires happened in LA?
I can't think of a harder question to answer. I find it inexplicable. I do think that some of the motivation for the litigation, for example, that we see against sensible wildland management comes as an economic motive. Again, the regulatory and legal environment, because of these laws, are such that it's very easy to file a lawsuit to try to break any project that's going to develop land or manage wildland. So I think a lot of it would have to do with that. I also think that there is a preoccupation with climate change that sort of diverts people from looking at, I think, what Steve referred to as the nuts and bolts. If you're truly concerned about climate change, you would be wanting to pursue sensible policies with more urgency, not less. So I think it's partly ideology, and I think it's partly some perverse incentives caused by the legal environment that we've created.
So what could the federal government do? What kind of steps could we take to ensure that all states, including California, have less roadblocks to mitigate?
An act of Congress could, for example, make losers pay in frivolous lawsuits that have to do with environmental issues. I think that would be a reform that would cut across every law or regulation that's being exploited currently. Whereas if you, for example, reform the Endangered Species Act, which is also necessary, and reforming NEPA is also necessary. But if you also assign a responsibility to litigants that file frivolous lawsuits, you would take care of every regulation that's being exploited in that manner.